going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a great day, and welcome back to our fourth installment in the ranking series. And today we're going to be going over the top 10 champions in the tech class, which is, in my opinion, the worst classes in the entire game. It just does not have a lot of firepower, like outside of the top 10, and it was kind of easy to come up with this list. So I don't think it's that good, but I think the champions in the top 10 are all very good. So without further ado, let's get into it. At the number 10 spot, I'm putting Iron Man Infinity War. Now, this is a champion that I find very satisfying to play because his damage just keeps going up over time, and it starts off really slow, but once it picks up, it gets going really fast. Like, the first 50% of this fight took about 4.5 minutes, but the last half takes about 2 minutes flat. And I know he has a lot of use recently. The SpiderMan, he has a lot of Abyss solos with his 565 Infinity War Iron Man, so I recommend you check those out. But his plasma is really great because there's nothing immune to it, as it's passive as well. He has some nice block proficiency, especially with his armors. Sometimes the auto block can save you from being dead. And although he's not an amazing champion that I would want as a top 5 pull, he's still really good and really enjoyable to play. So I put him at number 10, and I just really enjoy him. So that'll be it for it. And at number 9, we basically have a different version of Iron Man Infinity War, which is Starlord. Now, imagine Iron Man Infinity War, but with more of a ramp up, less utility, and more damage. And that's basically Starlord, because he doesn't have the plasma for damage over time, but every hit on his combo gives him more damage, up to 400 hits. So this makes him much more easy to play. He just goes up much quicker. You don't have to worry about refreshing the plasma like you do with Infinity War Iron Man. And he's very much similar in that he's very satisfying to watch his damage go up. And on the special 2, he has some utility like an armor break, a power drain, or a shock, but outside of that, he has no immunities, basically nothing else on his kit aside from damage, which can actually get you a long way. I know he was the OG option for Labyrinth, and he was pretty much the OG god of the game. So I think he still retains some of that, and he is better than Iron Man in my opinion. So I have to put him at number 9. Now, number 8, we're going to have the recently buffed Howard the Duck. And I know some people don't really like this buff that much, but I think it actually helps him a lot. Now, in this clip, I really didn't know how to play him with mashing because I kind of forgot to turn on auto mashing, but I learned it towards the end. So once you have auto mashing on, it comes really easy to build up your Furies. The armor break off his heavy attack is actually pretty potent and makes him hit pretty hard. This is only a rank 1 5-star, so the damage isn't that crazy, and this is only an uncollected level opponent, but still, it's a very impressive showcase for a champion that used to be just absolutely useless, except for long fights. Then he was pretty good, but nobody really used him, and now I actually see a lot of people trying to take this guy up and use him for different content. So I think that the buff was very good, because I think he has bleed immunity now. You see the Furies and the armor up, so that gives him a good option for buffed up nodes. The debuffs with the armor breaks and off his special 2 is actually making him a good option for, what is it called? With all the debuffs. I can't remember it right now, but you know what I'm talking about. He's good for that, and I think his use over time is going to stay just very good. It'll keep going up a little bit. I think he's going to have some great use in Act 7. And yeah, I can't wait to see what he can do in the future, because he actually is a really fun champion. Coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be my second rank 5 champion ever, and that is Stark Enhanced SpiderMan. So I definitely have a soft spot for this guy, but I think he also does have a fair bit of utility that keeps him relevant in the game. I think the taunt after a 5-hit combo is so useful and so underrated, because it's worked for me for all or nothing nodes when they're supposed to throw a special 3, and then I can bait out a special 1 or 2. So he saved me there. His power drain off a heavy attack has always saved me if I accidentally push them to a special 3 with a special 1 stun, and then I just power drain them, so it's fine. Special 1 has a fairly lengthy stun. It's like 2 seconds, so you can dash in, dash back, and then get another 5 combo in while they're stunned. He has a passive evade that works when they're throwing special attacks, so it helps him get through things like projectile attacks, so Mangog special 1 or Blade special 3 or special 2. So that's really useful. And I just find him very good to play after you get to 10 poise charges. It is a little annoying to get all the dexes, but after that, the damage you can see right here, that's a bunch of 14k shots off the webs. So I think he's pretty good still, and I definitely keep him in the top 10 because he's done so much for players in the past, and I think if you get him as a progressing player, you've just absolutely won. So Stark Spidey's still a great champion, and he comes in at number 7. Now at number 6, I have Sentinel, and for Sentinel, the deal with him is, I believe if you are a progressing player, before Act 6, I think he's probably a top 3 champion for you because he's capable of doing so much. He's good for every single variant except the newest one with heroes because he has a lot of attack reduction, but everything else he's great for. He's XL, so he can do variant 2. He's tech, so he's great for variant 3, and he has a node geared toward him in variant 3. He's really good for variant 4 in the chapter that he can be in. And variant 6, or the villains variant, he's also amazing for. So for a progressing player, I feel like Sentinel is almost one of the best. But once you get later into the end game, he does not have nearly as many uses. But he's still a really good champion. He's very good against mutants. The analysis is great. The incinerates, armor breaks, and shock effects he can place on the opponent do very good damage. So he's just an overall great champion, and I have him at number 6. At number 5, I have Guardian, and I have a very love-hate relationship with Guardian because I absolutely despise building him up using special 3s, but when you get that special 2 damage, it feels amazing. Like, it hits so unbelievably hard. This is a rank 1 6-star, and I'm about to throw off a special 2 against class disadvantage, and it does so much. Like, ready? You watch this. Boom, 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 and she's down to like almost no health. So that's what I love about Guardian, but getting him there sucks because no one likes to watch a bunch of special 3 animations that really don't do a lot of damage. But I will say he has a lot of utility in his kit, and especially in shorter fights around the 200 to 300k health range, you can throw off 2 special ones and then throw your special 2. But it also depends on what star rank your Guardian is. Like, I could probably manage that with a rank 3 6-star, but since this is only rank 1, I have to use the special 3 rotation. But if you manage to rank him up and you really like his playstyle, then I definitely think he is a top 5 tech champion. Now, number 4 and number 3 were the hardest to choose their spots for me, but I decided to go with number 4 as Hulkbuster. And the only reason I give Hulkbuster the number 4 spot is because of that one thing where once you throw the special 2 and you have to spam heavies, sometimes your heavy attack does not land and you get countered. And that is the only reason he is not number 4. If that was 100% heavy attack works every time, then easily he's number 3. But just because of that slight inconsistency, I have to put him at number 4. But everything considered, he is still an unbelievable tech champion. The armor breaks, the shocks, he shuts down Ghost completely with that. And he's so fun to play. Like, there's no champion that has his playstyle where you can completely power drain your opponent no matter what they're at, and then just build up and keep them in a short cycle. You can, I think, about 2 special 2 cycles in. It's not as good as Doom cycle, but it's still really, really fun to use. And I think that alone makes him one of my favorite tech champions and one of the best overall. So I'm taking my 6-star to rank 3, I know soon, even though this is 5-star gameplay. That's how much I enjoy playing him, and I really want to get better with him because I think that he could actually move up to number 3 if I had learned how to use that rotation better. So for now, he's number 4, but there's a high chance he'll move up to number 3 in the future. And just barely edging out Hulkbuster, I had Guillotine 2099. Now, Guillotine is one of the best ramp-up champions in the game, in that in almost no content in the game can she reach her actual maximum damage, and that just means she has such a high cap, which means it's only going to get better for her as time goes on. So Guillotine, as you can see here, every hit she does brings that red number up even more as the fight goes on, and that goes up to 600 hit combo. So you can get, I know some people have seen with a maxed out 5-star around 100 to 300k combos just off the base 5 hits. So it shows how much she can do, and that's crazy. She has combo shields off her heavy attacks. Her special 2 is a heal reversal mechanic, general honor up, so she's great for havocs. And if you finish the opponent within 5% and a special 3, then you get to retain your combo to the next fight, so you never lose it. And she's just barely edging out Hulkbuster because I'm not that good with Hulkbuster yet, but I know a lot of people would put him above her, and I completely respect and agree with that. But I just think for the majority of players, she's much easier to play, which is why she's above Hulkbuster for now. But that will most likely change in the future. But for now, Guillotine is number 3. And now, of course, at number 2, it is Warlock. Now, I'm only having AQ gameplay of Warlock, and that just shows how much he actually means to my account. All these other champions I've been recording gameplay of, I just have to go into Realm of Legends and do it as a chore. But Warlock is always in AQ. He's always doing something for me, so it wasn't even a hassle to get gameplay for him. And this makes him look a lot better than he actually is, because it's only like 50k health opponents because we run map 4. But still, he's so good. He has the dual immunities to bleed and poison. He also has a cold snap immunity, a natural armor up buff. He can prevent healing on the opponent with his viruses, bleed off heavy, armor breaks off special 2, regeneration off his special 3. This guy's just an absolute Swiss Army knife of utility. I really want to get him as a 6-star, because I would honestly take him up to 6-star rank 3 before I would Ghost, just because I don't have a Tech Awakening gem, and I think he unawakened is more useful for the average player than Ghost is. But Warlock is such a beast. He's so good for every account if you can pull him, and I would always recommend ranking him up as your first rank 5, or just a progressing rank 5, or as an end game rank 5. He's good for every stage of the game, and I think he's an amazing champion, so easily number 2 for me. And now coming in at number 1, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone here. It is of course going to be Ghost. Ghost is, like Quake, she is miles above Warlock and everyone else in the tech class. It's not even a competition. She's also above everyone else in the entire game except for Quake. I still think Quake's a little bit better than her because she can deal with more matchups, but Ghost easily has more damage and is honestly just as fun to play as Quake once you learn how to master her. So the first thing you have to learn about Ghost is that phase ability. It's great for shrugging off all damage over time debuffs as long as they're not passive. So she can deal with caltrops, biohazard, anything that has permanent debuffs on you that aren't passive, easily shrugged off, and it just gives her more damage. You can see you can, when she's awakened, if you phase hits, you get more power. If you swipe back with the Wasp energy, you do a dash back and then immediately press special 2, you get a huge special 2. You can see there 35, 35, 47k crits. She's guaranteed crits when you phase and go into a hit, and she's just so much damage, so much utility. You get the cruelties that stay locked on after a special 3, and there's just no one close to Ghost. She outshines everyone in the tech class by a long shot. Easy number 1. And with that being said, I would like to thank you for watching this list. Tomorrow or the day after, I'm not sure which, my uploads have been kind of weird recently, I'm going to be doing the top 10 Cosmic Champions, which is going to be a close one because I'm still not even sure how I'm going to rank the top 2 yet. So I recommend you guys watch that one, but you don't have to. It's just watching this one means a lot to me. And so yeah, if you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, but as always, it's never required. You watching this means a lot. So thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you in the next one.